Hello everyone, I'm going to give you some tips for dyeing a wig. Now, unless you only want the wig to have a temporary strip of color, or you just want the bottom of the color or the top of the bottom of the wig or the top of the wig to have a color, you know, for maybe a particular Halloween or a particular cosplay outfit or costume, then you can go ahead and just use the temporary sprays. Those are perfectly fine. And for some reason, some people think that if you use those, they will permanently dye a wig. Even synthetic wigs, that color will just wash out with a little bit of water and shampoo. And yes, you can wash wigs. You're supposed to, because they're on your head. They're still getting pollutants, and people's germs and stuff all get built up into that. So you don't need to wash them as often, but you definitely need to wash them once in a while. And there are different techniques to washing a wig, but that's not what this video is about. Now, if you're going to be dyeing a wig, now some people might be wondering, why would you dye a wig? Why wouldn't you just go and buy a wig the color you want? Because sometimes you're looking for a particular style of wig, especially if you're someone who's like me and you're not very good with actually styling hair. Much less a wig's hair that doesn't have a scalp attached to it. If you're not very good with that sort of thing, then it's sometimes, or maybe you've been looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking, and you're like me and you've been looking for a year for a particular hair color and hairstyle of a wig, and the internet just fails you over and over in that aspect, then it just becomes easier, faster, and more efficient just to get the wig style you want and then just color it, which is what I'm going to do. I purchased two wigs. One is a pink wig, and the reason why I purchased it is because it was only $1. I won it on eBay. And another one is a blonde wig that I'm going to dye green. Now, sibling. Now, the basic color wheel rules apply. If you're going to be dyeing hair, a wig purple, for instance, like what I'm doing, then you want to make sure that you meet the balance. So if you have a really hot pink, bright, bold pink, you want to meet that with a midnight blue and intense blue. If you have a light strawberry or bubblegum pink, which is a light pink. I don't know why people think hot pink is bubblegum, but if you've ever looked at a piece of actual bubblegum, it's a very light pink, a very pastel pink. It's not dark pink at all. So if you want to get that kind of wig, you want to meet it up with a sky or robin egg blue. Because otherwise, if you have a really light colored wig and a really dark colored dye, the dye will just overtake it and it will act like a blonde, and it will just dye the wig that color, the dark color, and it won't mix. The colors won't mix. So, what I have here, and when you're doing this, you don't want to start out just dyeing the whole wig when you first get it. Unless you've done it before and you've dyed this wig this color before and you know how to do that. If it's your first time kind of doing this, you want to start out with getting a clip of the hair like so. Now this is what the wig originally started as, this hot pink color. And then I'm dyeing it this purple. It's in eggplant purple, I would say. And there's what it actually looks like. It looks a little darker on camera than it is in real life, but bear with me. Now when you're getting your clip of hair, my brother's judging me. When you're getting your clip of hair, don't get it from a part of the wig. Now you don't need a lot. You know, that's just like a couple inches, maybe 2.5 inches. You don't need a lot, especially if you're just seeing how long you need to make the dye last or whatever. When you're cutting your clip, make sure you don't get it from a part of the wig that's going to change the style. So you want to avoid getting it from the top layer. If it's very front bang heavy, you want to avoid that area as well. You want to try and get from the underneath back part of the wig, just to get a little clip that's not going to be seen. It's not going to affect the style of the wig. Avoid bangs unless you're going to be cutting the bangs, because sometimes bangs come down here and you don't want them down there. But You also want to have a clip. This is just a regular bobby pin, nothing fancy. I think that they call them something else, hair grips in England, so if they're hair grips to you, then kudos. But it's just an average little hair grip pin bobby thing that you don't mind getting colored. And also wear shirts, that's why I have this ugly thing on again. And you want to wear shoes and everything that you're not going to mind getting some splatter and spots on, because when you're dyeing hair, it is inevitable. No matter how careful you might try to be, it gets everywhere. You also want to have gloves, something to set them.